Hi, I'm Adele Michael, and I'm here with Suzanne Lynch, welcoming you to Accessing Wholeness. This is our weekly focused intention session, and we go for about 20 minutes. And I just want to welcome you to the new year and to this group and to this activity, because it's really, really important to start weaving together the communities and the energy that we desire to create out of the mess that was 2020. So I'm Adele Michael, and I'm a business coach. I help women business owners face the fear of visibility and get out there in their own way on their own terms. And Suzanne, tell us what you do.
Sure. Oh, hi, Adele. I am a wellness coach, but I also I have a wonderful yoga membership called Reset for Resiliency that I offer. So for many years, I've had a yoga studio and taught people in person, but now it's such a great time to be in connection with community of some kind, and yoga is a great way to do it. And I also have wellness courses, which it's very interesting that right now there's studies that are showing that what's super important to protect yourself from COVID is sleep. Like if you can have regular rhythms in your life and get some good sleep, that's super key. And so anyways, they're looking really at how your nervous system reacts. We don't have our regular rhythms. We don't have our routines, and we can't even be in touch with the people who may have been so important to us, right? So and they give us purpose and meaning. So there's sort of this aimless, out of routine feeling all of us have. Right. So one of the things is our nervous system is all off. So things like what we're doing this morning, where we have an intention and we begin to come into a more calm state and join our energies together with other people, can be very important for helping us regulate our nervous system.
Right.
So,
and when you say regulate your nervous system, that means to calm down the anxiety, calm down the fear, just calm down.
Right. I mean, many of us, maybe not all of us, have been in sort of a form of fight or flight.
Yes.
And that, when our nervous system has basically two functions, there's like rest and digest, which helps us sleep. And then there's fight or flight, where, you need both functions, right? You need to be able to fight. But if you're in this kind of arousal state for a long time, your nervous system gets habituated to that. It's like stepping on the gas all the time and never having a reset. So I'm starting to understand this in a new way, just because I myself have been experiencing so much more fight or flight. And then, my sleep isn't very good, or it's hard to sleep, right? Your brain won't shut down. So studies show that one of the benefits of meditation is better sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And so, our nervous systems I just hadn't, really thought about it. That like right now there's so much more anxiety and depression. People with addictions are relapsing. So all of these things, we can begin to offer ourselves a little bit, of peace, basically. Right. It's so important, and we have to do it for ourselves, because the media doesn't do that for us.
Right? Oh no.
Yeah. So there's a way that I feel like everybody needs to take responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely. And that kind of leads into what we're going to talk about today. In this country, we always like to find the pill that's going to take care of everything. There's not a pill, but there is a vaccine. So we're going to talk about the vaccine in just a minute. For our intention, But the reason I wanted to do this was I've done this sort of intention circle for many years and with really great results. And so this is a more active meditation. The kind of meditation that Suzanne teaches is the mind clearing. This is more imaginal, but it gets to the same place of resting you and your nervous system. So what we're going to do is we're going to create, I'll tell you the intention in just a minute, but we're going to create an imaginary circle. Going to hold hands with you and Suzanne and me and whoever else you would like to put in the circle. I have had friends say, put me in that circle. I can't be there live, but put me in the circle. And then we're going to focus on our intention, and the circle will get lit up and the light will take care of the intention. Your participation is being here and intending. And if you see something or hear something or feel something, that's great. You just cannot do this wrong. And you can do it later, or you can do it with us live. So our intention for today is getting organization and effectiveness in getting the COVID vaccine out. There's lots of vaccines. The distribution is the problem. We know that medical personnel, frontline workers really need it. We also know that Suzanne was telling me that the mutation from England has come into her state, New York State. It's in California too, we think. It'll be all over. So the faster we can get the more people vaccinated, the better.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, so Suzanne's going to time us. We'll go for 10 minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
And then she'll bring us out with a lovely blessing. So.
Okay, well.
Yeah, so let's just get settled in our seat and just notice your sit bones on your chair and notice the support of your back. And I'm going to do just a little bit of breathing. If you like to close your eyes, please do. If you don't, that's fine. Just a soft focus would be great. So just breathe in rainbow color light, and it's going to every cell in your body. And then breathe it out through your mouth, anything that's ready to go. Do that 2 more times. Breathe in rainbow colored light. It's lighting up every cell in your body and blowing out whatever wants to go. Breathing in one more breath of rainbow colored light, refreshing, rejuvenating every cell in your body and blowing out whatever wants to go. Excellent. Good. Okay. So I'm going to count from 10 to 1, and on the count of 1, you'll be in the imaginary circle, holding hands with people next to you, and you can imagine the circle as big as you would like it. It could be you, Suzanne, and me, or it could be lots of people. And we know that when 2 or more are gathered with in focused intention, there's an energy there that supports all of that. 10, 9, 8, feel going deeper. 7, 6, 5, deeper and deeper. 4, 3, 2, 1. You are now at a deeper, more relaxed state of mind and body. And you are in the imaginary circle. And imaginary sounds like maybe it doesn't matter, but actually everything starts with imagination. Everything starts with energy. Everything starts with vibration. So imagine that there is a taproot that goes from the base of your spine down into the center of the earth and wraps around the core of the earth, snuggling you deeply into the support of Mother Earth. And as you bring that energy up into your body, you feel it moving out into every cell, every tendon, every muscle, every organ, refreshing and supporting every part of you. And now, from the center of the center of the cosmos, comes a beautiful light. It is bright, luminous. It is brilliant, coming down into the top of your head, mixing and mingling with the grounded energy, bringing you enlightened groundedness, presence. And this light grows stronger and more brilliant, more beautiful, more energized. And it begins to fill up the biosphere, the bubble of energy around you. And it's getting so strong that it wants to move out of your right hand, which is your sending hand, into the left hand of the person next to you, which is their receiving hand. And it goes around the circle and comes back. The light comes back to you from your left side. And this just continues around and around and around and around. It's going so fast now that it begins to glow. And you feel this glow, you feel this intensity of light as you place the intention for organization and effectiveness in getting the COVID vaccine out into the middle of the circle. The light is self-intelligent. It will do the work that needs to be done to have that happen behind the scenes. You can also place yourself, a loved one, another situation into the light, and the light will work on healing that as well. So we'll just take a few moments to be silent and to enjoy intending.
Now from here, you can keep your eyes closed just for a minute and I'll bring us out with a blessing. So breathe in a blessing on the skies above your head and your visions of creativity, goals, desires, and your future. And release your breath on an exhale of gratitude. Breathe in a blessing on the ground beneath your feet and all of the creatures seen and unseen who form your local community. And release your breath on an exhale of gratitude. Last, breathe in a blessing on your physical body. And release your breath on an exhale of gratitude. You may say out loud or silently the words, thank you. Excellent.
You can open your eyes and bring the light into you, the light and the groundedness.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to close the circle and thank you for being here with us.
Mm.
So how was that for you, Suzanne?
Oh my gosh, I just loved that intention. I felt so much, so much safer, just actually, and calmer, just even thinking about that, and then allowing the light to organize that, that I didn't need to know how to do it, but I needed to, just hold that in the center of the circle. So that felt like a really wonderful way I could help, with that right now.
Yeah. I'm realizing for me, having been trying to resign as the micromanager of the universe, like it really needs me to manage it. No, but 2020, if it taught us anything, is like you have so little control except over yourself, really, and your state, and your state of mind. So, it just reminded me that we don't have to figure out how. We
Right.
just have to ask that it be done. And we know there are a lot of smart people working on this. And this
Right.
is just a little boost, to help them along.
Right. Right. And then also when we're, accessing that feeling of groundedness and safety and calmness in ourselves, we're more likely to be able to think of solutions.
Right. And we also share that with others because we're all vibrating.
Right.
So
Right.
whoever you interact with and when you're watching and you do this, whoever you're interacting with, it will change. It will change what's happening.
Change the whole field. Right. Because we're all connected.
We are.
It was great.
Yeah. So thank you, Suzanne. And thank you for watching. If you couldn't join us live, please watch later. And this will be good for you and for the world. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern right here.